Hey, family. Thank you for the responses so far. When I started this channel, it was purely just to document the journey. I started this building project knowing nothing about building, coming from the UK, and I'd been in Ghana for a couple of years. But I wanted to also, undertake this project and, just move my family forward. So it's been a learning curve, and I realized that folk are a little bit interested. So I just want to be of help in any way, shape, or form. Okay, because one thing I don't like, especially for those who are abroad, you know how difficult it is to make money. I lived in the UK, grew up in Brixton. Went to school, done Raven School, then went to Bacon's College in Rotherhithe, Surrey Keys. Then I went to South Thames College as well. Then I went to Kingston University. So I grew up in the UK, but obviously, been in Ghana for a couple of years now, and got married here, and just looking to build a family. So I know, okay, and sometimes, some of the things that can be frustrating being here in Ghana and seeing people's attitudes and, you know, purely the lack of customer service. I think it's very broad, across most of the sectors. I remember when I would go and pay my electricity bill, where when I was staying in somewhere in East Legon, I will go to the ECG office. That this would be around 1, 2 in the afternoon, and the person who should be collecting the money has gone home. Can you believe it? And nobody else will be able to take the money. This is before, obviously, now they come with an app and everything. So there's a lot of areas that the country can improve on. Okay, there's a lot of areas, and sometimes it gets to me because I'm like, why? Because sometimes obu on money need daho. No, yeah, they don't saying, but they are doing it. So undertaking this project, I have also encountered a lot of some of these problems, and I just want to share with you. And it is to, I think, help us all. So I decided to, do a bit of study. I'm always looking for the latest thing in town that can help with this project that I'm undertaking. And I looked at a septic tank, and I would have done the normal conventional way. I even look at, I think, the biogas and some of the latest stuff. But my plumber was telling me that he didn't think that would help me because of the size of the house. He was saying that I'll have to do the normal septic tank. So with my own investigations, then I found out about this modern way of doing it. So you can say it looks like the poly tank, that you put water in, but it's not. Okay, it is very strong when you look at the material. Once I actually got to see it, I understood the pricing. So initially, I wanted to know. One of the first things I always like to do is know the price for something, because I don't want to get excited and maybe to be out of my budget. So I looked at the pricing, and I'll be honest with you, it was a little bit on the steep side. So when I found out that it comes in two sizes, the 3,000 liters and then the 5,000 liters. Okay, the 3,000 liters and the 5,000 liters. And when I first saw it, I was somewhere around Chimota, and I saw it. So I quickly made the driver go over there, the shop, and I made the inquiry. He told me the sizes and the price. So the 3,000 liters is 16,000 cities, and the 5,000 liters is 24,000 cities. Now, the 3,000 liters, from the salespeople and those that know about it, they're saying between the numbers of 5 to maybe 8 people, if that's your number in your house. Okay, and obviously the 5,000 liters from 8 going. So I said, okay. So they advised me that I told them that myself, my wife, and 2 children might have a house help here and there. So they said, well, then the 3,000 liters is good for you. So I live in North for now. So I was able to make my way to the Duraplast, office. That's not too far from me. I guess, their warehouse depot. And I made a payment made an inquiry, made a payment, and I was told that on that particular day they didn't have. There's two parts to this, septic tank. They didn't have the second part, so I said, no worries. I'm not in a rush. So they told me to come back the next week, Tuesday, which was fine for me. So on the Monday, I received a call from them that it was ready and that I can come and pick it. I said, well, I'm at the site with my driver, so we can pick it up in the morning. They were willing to arrange for transportation. I said, listen, we have our own truck. We can come and pick it up. So the Tuesday of, the day they told me to come and get it, my driver goes there, and this is where I have a problem. So my driver goes there. He has the receipt in his hand. This is the receipt that I think I have it on the screen. The driver goes there, and this is the receipt. He goes there, and he tells me that a gentleman comes, to see him, takes the receipt, walks into the office, comes back and says, Adianasa, Ibinyo. That's this early in the morning, like maybe 8 in the morning, 9, maybe latest 9. Asa. So my driver calls me and he tells me that this is what they are saying. So I call the contact number. You can even see it on the receipt. I called the contact number and I said, but you told me that the thing is ready. My driver is there now, and your people are telling him that Asa is like it's finished. I said, you know what? If this is going to be the case, just refund me my 16,000 CDs. I know where to pick it up from. I because I've seen it on the road. A retailer was selling it. So I said, I'll go and pick it up from there. So she quickly told me to hold on. I'm sure she made 1 or 2 phone calls. My driver calls me back and tells me the same guy who told him that Asa comes out and tells him, oh, why did you call your boss? Why did you call? He should just go back, to the back in the warehouse. It's ready for him to pick it up. So he calls me back and he tells me, and he told the gentleman that you're very lucky. If my boss had been here, you would have, seen another side. And family, please help me, because these are some of the challenges that I have. You see this kind of thing. You paid for something. I always say where I'm coming from. That is why I have this mentality. I paid for a service. It's very simple. Just render the service. So I've paid for it. You told me it's ready. I've come to pick it up. It's just a case of receiving the receipt and giving it to me. Very simple. Very simple. But you see the drama that one has to go through. There's just to receive something that you paid for. So these are some of the simple things that gets to me, and I've encountered quite a few of them. Something that is so simple, you will see that it has been made into something that it shouldn't be. So the receipt is what you're seeing. I made it big for you to see. This one I paid for it, and they told me to come on Tuesday. So the lady left her number on there, and I called her the next day, or she called me. I called her back, and it should have been a simple transaction. Yes, in the end, I got it, but it was what happened was uncalled for. So the video that you're watching is after, it has been picked up. My wife has a company, so we have trucks, so we just use one of them to, to transport it to the, to the building site. Okay, and then there were a few other things added to it. So I think I'm adding the receipt for you to see. There were a few other things added to it, and also this particular invoice. They asked me if I have a plumber. I told them yes, I do, but they still gave me a contact number for a plumber that they wanted to, I guess come and have a look at the site. He came there. I called him. He came there. My boys were ready to dig, but he had told them to hold on. So they waited for him. He came, gave them some demarcations. He called me and told me he's going to send me an invoice. So, folks, that's the invoice that he sent. So I don't know the ins and out of this thing. It seemed very simple to me because there's a set of instructions on the septic tank itself. And the plumber that I have who's working on my site, he knows about it. He has installed one before for a previous client. So This plumber that was given to me by one of the salespeople from, Duraplast sends me a bill that is, I guess, is hitting about 7,000 CDs. And presently, I don't see exactly what he's going to be doing because, like I said, it's pretty much very simple. I've watched some YouTube videos, where this septic tank is being set up. I also have my own plumber who is exceptionally good. So the plumber himself called me. He spoke to this gentleman and said, "Listen, he wants to understand, the bill." And then he called me back and told me, he said, "You know what, boss? It's okay. I'll handle this thing for you." So, I just want you to see, okay? I just want you to be in the know of what happens on the ground sometimes. Okay. So we haven't finished installing because my plumber had an emergency that he had to attend. But this week, which is beginning the 14th of April, he's going to be coming back on site. So I'm going to get detailed information and videos for you to see the process, okay, of its installation. I do know that it's not one of these things that can be or must be emptied, because it turns everything into water. And then it has some chemicals that have been given, it's all on the receipt, that's placed into the second part of the tank. And then it turns everything into water. Now I'm told that the water doesn't have any smell and it can be used to water, let's say, your plants. If you don't want to do that, you connect it. If there's drainage that leads outside of your house, you can connect it outside, and then it will just run off and join the bigger drains, and it just goes away. But it doesn't produce any smell. My plumber, who happens to have done it for somebody, has confirmed that, and he called the person to ask them how it's still working, and he said they've not had any issues with it. Okay, so it's actually for places where there's a lot of water in the ground. Those that would do the conventional septic tank, and then they'll have problems later because of water. So waterlogged areas. So that's why it was even designed. So I'm going to share with you the journey. Okay, I'm going to share with you that particular journey for you to see how useful is going to be as time goes on. So once again, thank you for taking this opportunity. I just wanted to explain, and I'm going to take it step by step to let you see, basically the good, the bad, and the ugly in this journey. Okay, whether it's artisans, whether it's some of the bigger companies, and any challenges that I'm going to be dealing with. I'm going to try and bring it to your understanding so that you know if there's anything that I can do. You have a project, here in Ghana, you just need a second opinion or even a third opinion or a fourth opinion. Sometimes you can trust people. I've heard stories where even videos are sent to, those abroad, and it's not your project. You understand? So if you just want somebody just to go and look to see that, hey, exactly what they're saying is what they've done. Because it's painful to see folks spend so much money, send so much money, and they don't get a value for it. It's very painful. Okay, I worked in microbiology in the UK. Cold, snow, everything. So I know that money. I tell them here, the money, you don't pick it up from the floor. You have to work hard for it. So when you receive money from somebody abroad and they're asking to do something, just make sure you follow their instructions and do exactly what they want you to do. So that's one of the reasons why I'm sharing this journey with you, so that you can avoid some of the pitfalls. I'm here. Since the beginning of the project, I've been here, and I've still encountered some pitfalls. So how much more when you are away and you're trusting somebody? I'm here, and I've seen some of the challenges. So God be with you. Okay, be strengthened, be empowered. Know that, listen, the God who knows the end from the beginning is at work in your life. God richly bless you. If you have any questions, just let me know and I'll try my best and give you the answers. Okay? God bless you. Have a wonderful day.